Jerusalem, the battlefield of faith, the threshold of completion. For 2 millennia, humanity has repeated a sentence it never truly understood. When Jesus Christ said, "Faith can move mountains," it was never an invitation to build religions. It was a warning about power. Faith, in its raw form, is not truth. It is conviction. And conviction, when unchecked by conscience, often becomes the most dangerous force in human civilization. Christ did not come to strengthen belief. He came to dissolve illusion. He came to establish honesty over identity and humility over conviction. But humanity was not ready. Instead of understanding him, it organized him. Instead of living his insight, it institutionalized his words. And so, in his name, humanity created not one path, but thousands of sects, divisions, and doctrines. Truth was replaced by belief, and belief became identity. The promise misunderstood. Despite rejection, Christ made a profound declaration, a promise that echoed across centuries: the second coming. This was never meant to be an event in the sky. It was a transformation within the human condition, a moment when truth replaces belief, conscience governs psychology, identity dissolves into clarity. That moment is not gradual, it is a threshold. And every threshold in history is accompanied by disruption. Why Jerusalem? The core of the conflict. Jerusalem is not merely a geographical location. It is the psychological center of human division. It is the only place on earth where 3 absolute faith systems converge: Judaism, the Temple Mount; Christianity, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre; Islam, Al-Aqsa Mosque. 1 land, 3 sacred claims, each rooted not in evidence, but in conviction. And conviction, when shared collectively, becomes identity. From faith to war, the hidden sequence. The pattern is simple, yet humanity has never escaped it. Faith to identity to defense to conflict. What begins as personal belief transforms into something that must be protected. And once protection begins, conflict often becomes inevitable. In Jerusalem, for Israel, it is survival, history, and divine inheritance. For Palestinians and the Islamic world, it is justice and sacred duty. For global Christianity, it is spiritual origin. The same land becomes 3 moral universes, each internally coherent, each absolutely certain, each unable to yield. A city that controls the world's emotions. Jerusalem is not local. It is globalized psychology. A single event within it ripples across the entire planet. This is not politics. This is collective emotional identity reacting in real time. 2026, the threshold of escalation. What makes 2026 different is not just the actors involved, but the nature of the forces at play. For the first time in history, geopolitics is intertwined with religious symbolism. Technology enables precision destruction at scale. Artificial intelligence accelerates decision cycles. Social media globalizes emotional reaction instantly. This is no longer a regional war. It is a civilizational pressure point. Jerusalem does not create division, it reveals it. Jerusalem is not the cause of conflict. It is the mirror of humanity's unfinished psychology. It exposes a truth that has remained hidden for centuries. Faith, when converted into identity, divides. Identity, when made absolute, destroys. Conviction without conscience becomes violence. Jerusalem is the place where belief reaches its final limit. The end of psychological rule. The deeper meaning of this threshold is not war itself, but what the war reveals. Humanity has been governed not by truth, but by psychology. A psychology driven by fear, desire, belief, and identity. This is what Christ came to end. The second coming is not the return of a figure, it is the end of illusion as governance. When conscience rises above conviction, war loses its foundation. The final turning point. This is why this moment feels different, not because it is the largest war, but because it is the most revealing one. War is not about land, not about power, not even about religion. It is about identity built on conviction. And once that identity collapses, not by force, but by understanding, what remains is not belief. What remains is clarity. The real second coming. The second coming is not arriving, it is unfolding. Not in the sky, but in the human conscience. Not as a miracle, but as realization. When the human being sees, what I believed was truth was only my conviction,